And bear with me. We're the Curl family from Kansas. We're here to spread a message of hope. First of all, I want to thank NIJ and NAMUS. From the bottom of my soul, this wouldn't be possible without you people. Everything you do matters. You don't get paid enough, you don't make enough money, but you're everything to families like us. As Mike said, my grandmother went missing on the night of February 16th, 1981, from the Skaggs Alphabeta grocery store at 21st and Memorial in Tulsa, Oklahoma. My grandfather found her keys hanging halfway out of the driver's side door lock. I was 4.5 years old at the time. I remember her well. She used to actually act like I scared her with the fake spiders and snakes I would hide in the kitchen. She loved buying me Star Wars toys and taking me to Bill's Amusement Park in Tulsa. She definitely spoiled me. For our family, this has been 35 years of waiting, wondering, hoping, praying, and utter disbelief. I remember traveling countless times to weekends to Tulsa with my mother, who lived in McPherson, Kansas, to see my grandfather and my mom's only sister, Karen Ann. It started with the adults talking quietly in the kitchen and dining room while I watched TV in the living room, and Karen would come sit with me. In 1982, there were no leads, and absolutely nothing had happened, and my Aunt Karen tragically committed suicide in Tulsa. At just 20 years old. I remember going to the funeral with my mother and my grandfather, and even at 5.5 years old, I knew what darkness and sadness were. Words just don't do anything after that. Your hugs just last a lot longer from people. Words just can't do anything. The conversations on the weekend trips changed to basically complete sadness and just having to be around one another to be able to cope and function. In my opinion, missing people in your life are far worse than murder victims. The constant frustration of not being able to figure it out and watching your family suffer is something I can't explain. My grandfather continued to live in Tulsa until he retired in 1991 and moved to California. It then turned into a period of time where no one ever spoke of it for years. This wasn't something that was able to be talked about. When I went to see him in 2005 on his deck in California, I'd never asked him about it. And I asked him on his deck, how did you make it through this? How are you doing this? Because I just truly couldn't understand how he was doing it. He got very teary-eyed and said, "Cory, can't talk about that," and he left. We never spoke about it again. It's always been in the back of my mind. We go to a Christian church in Hutchinson, Kansas. Our pastor, Quentin Moore, is a very passionate, God-fearing, loving man. In 2012, he gave a sermon that set my heart on fire. He challenged us as a congregation to pray for the impossible. He looked at us dead in the eye and he said, "I don't think you know how big God really is." He said, "I want you to pray for something that you think God can't do from the bottom of your heart and see what happens." It really resonated with me. I went home with my wife. We did the things you do on a Sunday afternoon, or at least we do: barbecue, play with pets, grandkids, yard work. I work in Wichita, Kansas, which is 1 hour south of McPherson. I woke up and didn't even make it to the interstate, and I had to pull over in between a restaurant and a car lot. I bowed my head. I said, "Lord Jesus, what the heck? I pray you find my grandmother and reveal every aspect of the situation. In Jesus' name I pray, amen." I personally couldn't accept the fact that she disappeared. I knew in my heart somewhere someone had answers, and I just couldn't handle it. I started relentlessly, pretty much obsessively, searching the internet because we really had no leads or anything at all to go on. The case had sat cold for so long. I searched thousands of pages in Texas, Arkansas, and Oklahoma. Kidnapping, murder, rape, prison mugshots, bank robberies, child abduction, absolutely anything to get any kind of clue for us to start somewhere. God bless my wife for never getting upset with me as I'd stay up till 4 in the morning, 3 nights a week. On December 5th, 2014, after 2 years of searching, and I don't know how many searches, I typed in Francine Frost skeletal remains into Google. The first thing that popped up is a post from Carl at Web Sleuths, which is a fantastic site if you have never been on there. They're fantastic people that had connected a woman's remains that were found in 1983 in Martin, Oklahoma, 60 miles south of Tulsa. From a NamUs entry that was done by Angela Berg in August 2016 related to an unidentified female. The description of the clothing found on the partial skeletal remains were virtually identical. I almost literally fell out of my chair at work. I picked up the phone and called my mom. I said, "Mom, I found something." She said, "What?" I said, "I have to print it off or bring it to you in person." Without many people, this story and the video we're going to show wouldn't have been possible. NamUs has been so essential and key. If it wasn't on their site, we wouldn't be here. I just thank you people again, from the bottom of my heart. Web Sleuths, Angela Berg of the OCME, Orville Loge, the district attorney of Muskogee, Oklahoma, and the late Vernon Martin, the superintendent of Green Hill Cemetery, who pushed for 2 exhumations, and probably the most important, the University of North Texas, for positively identifying her DNA after not 1 attempt, but 2, which I learned today is only done here. You do 1 and they quit. Well, they did 1 for us and it didn't work. If you wouldn't have done that, we wouldn't be here. Lastly, before I turn this over to my brother Chris, our case is a true miracle, but finding someone does not fix your life. It stirs up a lot of new feelings. My whole family struggles, but we struggle knowing that God answered our prayers. God bless the University of North Texas and every single person in NamUs and in this room who came today. Never give up hope. Keep searching.